What's going on, Fadedculture? I'm Adrian and Barron. We got my cousin Junior here on the chair today. I hope y'all enjoyed y'all's Easter weekend. Ours was...
Rowdy, bro.
Salud. What the f***?
With me.
Man, I got a buzz.
Let me just change that before your mom throws out a hit.
So, man, you already know.
It's a family. It's a family thing, man. Don't worry about it.
Puro feeling qué?
Puro feeling good.
Yeah, ours was okay. Ours was okay, but we're back with another tutorial. Today we're gonna be breaking down the steps on how to do a bald mid fade. I hope y'all enjoy it, and let's jump right into it. Alright guys, I hope y'all enjoyed y'all's Easter weekend as much as we did. As usual, all the steps and every single tool that we use is in the description down below. Feel free to check it out. You want to start by combing the hair in its neutral position, and we're going to go according to the cowlick. We're going to start by removing some bulk with the number 4 lever open, and we're going to exaggerate that flick out motion coming from the parietal ridge, and we're going to take that all around the head. And again, this is just to remove the bulk, guys, make it a cleaner canvas so when we set our guidelines are easier to see. Now with no guard, lever fully closed, starting at that temple peak area, we're going to create our first guideline. We're going to bring that back and slightly drop it as we approach the back of the ear, and drop it a little bit more as we come to the occipital bone in the back, which in my opinion complements it. So make sure you are easy with this initial guideline and you're slightly flicking out, so when we come back and it's time to remove it, we do it with ease. Now we're going to open the lever completely and create our second guideline, and just make sure you do run this parallel to the one underneath. That way our fade is consistent throughout. Now for our third guideline, we're going to use a number 1 guard, and we're still going to leave that lever open. Again, we're going to take that up slightly. Make sure you are running it parallel. And as you can see, as I'm setting up the canvas, I'm going to switch out the guards, but I'm going to leave the lever open throughout. Now with my number 2 guard lever still fully open, I'm not going to say that we're going to create a guideline. It's more so we're just going to take it up a bit and clean the area, because you really do want to exaggerate the motion with these higher guards. You don't want to dig in and start giving them a faux hawk look. And we're going to repeat this process with the number 3 and 4 guard. Like I said, now we're going to use my number 3 and continue the exact same thing that we did with the previous step. And usually if the hair is shorter on top, number 3 is probably the highest guard that I'll use, and from there I just kind of clip or over comb. But since his hair is a bit longer and he is going to let it grow, we're going to come back in with the number 4 guard. And as I've mentioned before, make sure to keep a brush or a comb on your opposite hand to brush away and clean the canvas every few strokes. Now with my number 4, lever still fully open, we're going to finish fading up to the top. And as you can see, he has really thick wavy hair on the crown area and the parietal ridge area. So we're going to go ahead and remove some of that using the thinning shears over comb technique. And you want to make sure you are combing in the same area that you just cut, just so you can see how the hair lays after you thinned it down. And by now you should have the first guideline that we created with the 0, the second guideline that we created with the lever fully open, and third that we created with the number 1 guard fully open. We're going to start with that one and work our way down. Using my 1.5 guard, we're going to close the lever just slightly, putting it in a 3/4 position, and it's somewhere in between halfway and fully open. Using mainly the corners, we're going to start with that top guideline. And if you were easy enough with the initial setup, removing these guidelines now shouldn't be that difficult. Now with my half guard lever still in that 3/4 position, we're going to attack the second line coming down. And if you do not have these half and 1.5 guards, I highly suggest you get them, guys. They're only a couple dollars and they are time savers and life changers. This step does create a small faint line right above it, but do not take this step any higher, as we will come back right now with the 1 guard and remove that. So like I said, now we're going to use my number 1 guard still in that 3/4 position, and we're going to attack that faint line that the half guard created. Again, guys, using mainly the corners of the clipper. Now for our last line, we're going to work in sections since it is the most tedious line, and we're going to use a 3-step process, starting with the lever closed, then we're going to open it halfway, then open it fully, and we're going to take each of those notches up just slightly. Here I'm opening it halfway. And finally fully open. Using the corners so we don't create more lines. And that's pretty much it. Just repeat that 3-step process all around. In the back, I break it up into 2 sections as well, because the back, it's usually thicker hair. So I like to take my time and try to blend it out as much as I can. Here I'm starting with the lever close. Now I open it halfway. And finally fully open. And that's basically it for the left backside. Now to continue on with the right backside. And finally, we focus on the right side. Now that we're all done with the fade, I come back and do any touch-up work, mainly using the half guard. And what I do is I start with the lever fully open. And the majority of the times the touch-up work is towards the back, because like I said earlier, it is where the hair does get a little bit thicker. So Now to use our trimmer in this position right underneath our initial guideline, and then we turn it around and blend that out. And by using the trimmer in the opposite direction, it just gets a lot closer to the scalp, and it's going to help you blend in the shaver into the fade. And if you do zero gap your trimmers, just make sure you are testing them on the inside of your forearm just to make sure that they are not scratching. And I usually start removing the side hair about mid-ear just to give me enough space to fade down the beard. And as you can see, by using the trimmer in the opposite direction, it did leave a faint line for that bottom portion, so now we know exactly how high up to take the shaver. Now to use our electric shaver, as we approach that line, I do turn it around and use it as if it was a clipper and start using mainly just the corners, just to make sure we're not digging up and creating another line on top of that. But if for whatever reason you did leave a small faint line, don't be scared to come back and using the trimmer in the opposite direction and just kind of blend that out. And after every fade, guys, I always step back and try to clean up all the frizz and stray hairs that stick out. This is where having white walls really does come in handy. Starting with my number 1 guard lever fully open to blend out the beard, and then we're gonna close the lever completely. And then using the 3-step process, but now backwards, we're gonna start with the lever fully open, and then close it halfway, and finally close it all the way. And that usually does blend in the beard, guys, but for whatever reason, you might have to come back with the trimmer and just touch it up very slightly just to get a better connection. Now we're just gonna clean up his forehead as usual. We start in the middle, and we're just gonna remove a little bit of that widow's peak and work our way to the sides. And before you start the other side, just start again from the middle. It just works as a reset just to kind of recalibrate yourself and make sure you are coming straight. Cleaning up his eyebrows a bit. Again, guys, I suggest you go out of your way and ask your clients if they want their ear hair, nose hair, anything removed, guys. It does go a long way when you show attention to detail. Moving the edges of the mustache to the side so we can give them that handlebar look, and just cleaning up the bottom. As for the neckline, where the Adam's apple is, I usually just go about a finger up. And this is mainly when they want to leave their facial hair as full as possible. Of course, there is some clients that do like it all the way up to the jawline. And personally, I always use the electric shaver even on the neck hair, just because I could shave against the grain, but you do want to advise with your client, as some are prone to ingrowns. And no matter what guard I usually trim the beard with, I always come back and I freehand all the stranglers and the frizz just to give it more shape. Here, just applying some shave gel. As usual, we shave with the grain first, and then we come back by shaving against the grain. Always using your opposite hand to help stretch the skin for a better shave. And when you're done lining up the beard, you always want to step back and make sure they come to the same points of the mouth on each side. using a matte pomade so we can help bring out that waviness, that curl in his hair. Spraying some enhancements, and yes, I do dilute mine, half water, half hair dye. This was the before once again, and here's the after. A bald mid fade, guys. We left the length on top. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Let us know down in the comments below what y'all would like for us to do next. As always, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Till next time, peace.